Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to your Lunch Break Live. My name is Ivana if you're new here, and if you're not, thank you for coming back. Today is Monday, February the 15th, and the biggest news of the day is weather. Now, if you have been up for a little while, or if you've been keeping up, then you know that Alabama is expected to get hit with some winter weather today, like most parts of the country. But if you maybe are just waking up, or if you have not been paying attention, then maybe that's news to you. So what I've got here is I've got a lot of different information that I wanted to share with you. We're going to look at some traffic cams. We're going to look at the radar and see what is coming. So I will go ahead and pull up something that I have here from the National Weather Service, and that is a winter weather hazards in effect for North Alabama. I'm going to leave this here. Y'all leave me in the comments what area you need me to go over about which warning or which advisory that you are under. But in the meantime, let's take a look at this. Now, this is talking about North Alabama. This is out of the National Weather Service out of Huntsville. And this is warning about an ice storm and the winter storm warning. Those are two warnings that our northern Alabama counties are under. You can see here that ice storm warning is mainly for the areas around Russellville, Florence, Huntsville, Coleman. Now, some notes I have here, I'm going to look down and read them. The winter storm warning in North Alabama means that there could be snow, sleet, and ice accumulation, and there could be, quote, significant icing issues in North Central Alabama. That's also from the National Weather Service. I got all this information from our weather reporter, Lee Morgan, and I wanted to look at some of your comments coming in. So we've got Kathy asking about Hartselle. Now, that entire North Alabama region is what forecasters are worried about for ice primarily. Now, I don't think any forecasters think this is going to be that nice fluffy snow we all wish it would be because ice is a lot more dangerous, as we know. Now, the National Weather Service is saying travel is hazardous now through Tuesday. If you can stay home, if you can stay off the roads, then you need to stay there. You need to stay where you are if you can. Now, looking back, I've got Stephanie asking, my friends are driving back from Chattanooga. Are they in danger of driving? Stephanie, tell me where they're going. But anything in North Alabama, that is something that National Weather Service is saying, do not be on the roads if you do not have to be. Now, that started late last night, continuing through this morning on that region. Now, I'm going to pull up my phone here and get the latest on the weather forecast that we have. I will give me a second here to look this up. If you are new here, I am my own reporter, producer, everything. So I need to pull this up so I can tell you the latest information that I have. So black ice is something that if you are driving in North Alabama, I know that we have said do not if you can help it, but that's something that is very worrisome to forecasters, and they really are advising. That's one of the reasons they're advising you not to get out if you don't have to, because that ice is sneaky and sometimes you don't realize that it's there, and that is what makes it so dangerous. So looking through some of these comments, we got Central Alabama. So Central Alabama, the winter storm warning counties in Central Alabama are Lamar County, Marion, Winston, Fayette, Greene, Pickens, Sumter, Tuscaloosa, Walker, Hale, and Marengo. I can repeat those if you need me to. In the meantime, I'm going to pull up a traffic camera here that I found up in Huntsville. And I just want to, while we're talking about staying off the roads, I want to show you this camera because this is really what I mean when I say that the forecasters don't want you on the roads. This is why. So give me just a second to pull this up for you and get this going. So do you see this camera? It is so fogged over and so iced over, you can't even see the roads from where that camera is. So this is just a reason why these forecasters are telling you to stay off of the roads because of this. Now, this is in Huntsville. Let me back out of here. This is US 72 south of O'Neill Bridge. So US 72 south of O'Neill Bridge, that is this traffic camera from the Alabama Department of Transportation, and that is how iced over it is. So that is just a look a little bit at what's happening there and why forecasters don't want you on those roads. So I'm going to go back to, we've got a couple people asking about North Alabama. So I'm going to go back and go over some of those warnings while we are looking at some more of these cameras. I know that these cameras here, they kind of jump off screen. So I'm going to pull up another one in here while we talk. So just give me 1 second to get back to that. And in the meantime, we will put up some other graphics here from the National Weather Service. Now, the National Weather Service has also said, in addition to staying off of the roads, you need to be prepared of if you happen to be in your house for a while, right? And that is without power primarily. Now, I'm going to share with you another graphic here from the National Weather Service, and this is about ice and about measuring ice. Now, measuring ice is a little bit different than measuring snow. So we're going to pull that one up here. And as you can see, this is if you do get out later on and you are just stuck at home and you want to go outside, not in your car, this is how you measure ice. Now, forecasters are saying that there could be up to half an inch of ice in the northern and northwest, primarily Alabama counties. In central and south Alabama, there could be up to 1/10 of an inch of ice. So this is how, if you get out and you just have cabin fever, you want to walk outside, measure, this is what you need to do. So just going to leave that up there while I look through some of your comments. Now, we talked about North Alabama. Let's talk about that again. North Alabama is at the highest risk, Northwest Alabama specifically. So here's what you can expect there. Freezing rain, sleet, and those freezing rain and sleet, according to the National Weather Service, is moving a little bit more east than previously anticipated. So you might start to see that ice accumulation a lot sooner than what we talked about, maybe in the next hour or so. And that's according to the National Weather Service. I'm reading their reports to you right now. Winter storm warning for the northern Alabama counties: Coleman, Madison, Morgan, Franklin, Lauderdale, Colbert, Lawrence, Limestone, DeKalb, and Jackson counties. Now, I can repeat those if you need me to, but that is what National Weather Service is calling for. A heavy mixed precipitation is expected. Snow accumulations up to 3 inches is possible, and ice accumulations up to 3/10 of an inch will be possible. My math is not great, but I believe that's a little bit higher than what we were saying a minute ago. Now, freezing rain has already been moving through that area. Roads are icy and dangerous in that area as of late last night. Don't get on the road unless you need to. If I have to remind you, I'll pull back up that traffic cam where you can't even see the road. But there's been multiple car wrecks over in that region overnight. So stay home if you can. Let me know if y'all need me to repeat those counties. But again, freezing rain is going to come first, and that could mix into sleet and snow later on today. And light snow, again, possible Monday night, that's tonight, in the North Alabama region. And that could, again, put that ice into effect tomorrow when those temperatures go even lower overnight. Now, temperatures tonight could be as low as 15, I believe that we had reported previously. And if that's not all, another storm system could bring more rain and snow on Wednesday night. So it's going to be a long week of winter weather. Somebody made fun of me in the comments here saying that winter is coming. And I have to say, I never watched games with Game of Thrones. I was not a Game of Thrones person, but I can't think of a better phrase to use here. So that's North Alabama. PJ, you want me to repeat those counties in North Alabama? I will. This is your winter storm warning counties: Coleman, Madison, Morgan, Colbert, Franklin, Lauderdale, Lawrence, Limestone, DeKalb, and Jackson. So that is what, those are those North Alabama counties. I'm going to move down to Central in just a second. I'm looking through some of your comments. I've got Vongi asking about Ider, Alabama. Vongi, let me know what county that's in. I'm not sure about that one. I'm not. I think I'm pretty good on small town Alabama, but some of these are going to get past me. Somebody was asking about Smith Lake. Coleman is in that winter storm warning area. Coleman County is in that area. So he's actually saying he's in Winston County. Again, Winston County, we're going to get to in just a minute. But if you're in Coleman County, that is where that winter storm warning is. Jaden, are any courthouses closed? Jaden, today is also President's Day. So a lot of federal and state agencies are closed. Not sure about courthouses. Somebody can help me out here, one of my colleagues, and let you know that. If they don't help you, I will let you know. Sherry, my husband's on his way home. About Arley, Alabama. If Arley is in Winston County, I believe, correct me if I am wrong, but Winston County is under a winter storm warning. I'm going to pull up that map so I can show, because I've got a couple of you asking about Smith Lake. So give me just 1 second and we will get to that. So give me 2 seconds to pull this up here. Again, if you have been here for a minute, you know that this is actually, I am the reporter, editor, producer here. So I have to do all of this, doing all this myself as you're watching. So give me 2 seconds and I'll pull up that radar for the Winston County area that I believe I've got several people asking about. Okay, you should be able to see that now. Now, that is a current map that was just released about 20 minutes ago by the National Weather Service. So let's zoom into the Winston County area right up there by Hamilton. So you see in that region, there is definitely precipitation, coming through. So you need to get off the roads in that area of Winston County. I would advise you to do that. I can pull up some traffic cams if you would like. Give me a minute on that. Central Alabama, a lot of people asking about Jefferson County. So Central Alabama, winter storm warning in Central Alabama affects Lamar, Marion, Winston, Fayette, Greene, Pickens, and Sumter, Tuscaloosa, and Walker counties. I will repeat those in just a second if you need me to. But that is what is happening in the Central Alabama region. I'm going to pull up one other graphic here for you. And I think this is a really good look at what's happening in Central Alabama. This is the winter weather hazards in this region. So again, I'll repeat, Central Alabama, your winter storm warning is Lamar, Marion, Winston, Fayette, Greene, Pickens, Sumter, Tuscaloosa, and Walker counties. Now that goes through midnight on Tuesday. Now your winter storm warning also in that area that is a little bit different on timing, is still a warning, affects Hale and Marengo counties. Winter storm watch, that is the step right below the warning. That watch is for Bibb, Blount, Jefferson, Perry, and Shelby counties. Had a couple people asking about Blount and Jefferson. So Bibb, Blount, Jefferson, Perry, and Shelby counties are under a winter storm watch from 9 a.m. this morning through midnight tomorrow. Now, as you can see on this graphic here from the National Weather Service, that is a wintry mix that is expected to hit that Central Alabama region. You can see those counties I just laid out for you. You can see this map does a great job at color coding those counties and showing you where the worst is expected to happen. Now, that very dark purple that reaches up into that western North Alabama region, into the Winston County area, is that darker purple. Now, the winter storm warning that is for those Central Alabama counties, which we just talked about, is that pink color, and that lavender color is the advisory or the watch that is a step below that warning that we just talked about. So now, the forecasters are saying that could change. Weather could start moving a little bit more to the east, which could shift some of this, but this is what it's looking like right now. Now, freezing rain, light freezing rain has moved into central West Alabama. And it, again, National Weather Service said it's time to stay off the roads. Glaze of about 1/10 of an inch is still possible in that region. And the wintry mix of rain, freezing rain, and sleet, that's what's going to happen today. Now, forecasters say in central Alabama, it is more possible to the west of I-65, but it's hard to predict that. That I-65 corridor is kind of a good breaking point that forecasters can use. But if the storm moves a little bit more east, that might not hold. Western parts of the state, though, are still going to be expected to see more of that ice, which is dangerous, as we have talked about. Got Sandra asking about Blount County. Blount County, again, Sandra, Blount County is in your, let's see, I believe it's in the advisory areas. Let me pull it up. I have too many things happening on my phone right now and on my screen, but Blount County is in that winter weather advisory area, okay? So that is along with Bibb, Blount, Jefferson, Perry, and Shelby counties. And that winter weather watch, that's a tongue twister, in that area. Now, Tuscaloosa County is in the winter storm warning area. So it's just west enough, to have that extra kind of layer of that winter storm warning. Okay. Now that is, again, the more west you get, the more forecasters are worried about ice. That's kind of a good rule of thumb. Shelley, do we need to stay off the roads in Shelby and Jefferson County? Now, you know what? Let's look at the National Weather Service right now. I don't want to be telling you something that is not coming from the Weather Service. So I'm going to pull it up right now and we're going to look at it. From my understanding, forecasters are saying go ahead and stay off of the roads, but we're gonna pull it up and just make sure that that is what the Weather Service is still saying. Excuse me. Now, we know that in West Alabama, that is exactly what the Weather Service is asking you to do. Stay off the roads. Don't get on the roads. It's not worth it. I believe that that is also what is being advised for Central Alabama, but I will, if you give me 2 seconds here, we are going to pull that up. While I'm looking at that, you can see this map here from the Storm Prediction Center, and that gives a little bit more of an overview at this state and at this area, but it's a good kind of rule of thumb. Again, that northwest corner is really where we're worried about. Now, the National Weather Service is saying that even as precipitation falls, maybe into sleet, maybe isn't freezing rain, it will still make travel especially dangerous on Monday. That's what I've got right here from National Weather Service. So they are saying that it could be dangerous and that ice, what we're worried about, could be especially possible on bridges, overpasses, and roads like that. So National Weather Service says travel could be really dangerous. Watch for the latest forecasts and warnings, and only leave if you have to. So if you can stay inside, then that is exactly what you should do. Now, we've got some of our stories here that we're putting down in this comment thread, so you can click and see. So I don't talk too fast. I know I have a problem of doing that sometimes. Going through here, looking at some people's, where they're asking for their region. Now I've got Terry and I think somebody else asking about Autauga County. Let me look that up. I do not believe that there is a significant risk for Autauga County. In the South Alabama region, the only winter weather advisory counties right now are Choctaw, Clark, and Washington. So that's really what you're looking at in that South Alabama region. And again, I don't think Autauga is part of that initial advisory night right now. So Autauga, you should be good. Clay County. Let me look at Clay County. Give me 1 minute on that. We've got Randolph and Winston County people are asking about. So we're going to switch back to looking at North Alabama. I know some people who don't live in North Alabama may not be as interested in that, but that is really where we are worried about some of these, this ice and some of these storms really hitting is in that North Alabama region. We know that is unfortunately a lot of times where these storms hit. We always hear Hamilton getting hit pretty hard in that region. So National Weather Service, there's a lot of counties up in that northwest region of Alabama that have issued some travel advisories saying, don't get on those roads. I actually am going to pull up the radar and the map that they released about 30 minutes ago, I believe, to make sure that we're getting that latest information from the Weather Service. And hopefully I can get our weather reporter on here later to give you all a little bit more of an update from her expertise there. But this is what we have so far in that area that we're talking about, that Winston County area. I'm going to have to stop this share and bring up one more screen share here. I know we're probably getting a little tired of looking at this part of my computer, but it is where we are right now. Okay, this is that northwestern corner. Winston County is really an area where some of forecasters are worried that there could be a lot of ice that is under the winter storm warning, and that is through Tuesday. Forecasters are saying driving is dangerous and is not advised, and that is actually through all central Alabama. Somebody was asking me a minute ago what the National Weather Service was saying, and they've got on their Twitter right here, driving is dangerous and not advised. So you need to be careful if you're trying to get out there on the roads. Now, Winston, again, what you're looking for in Winston, snow, sleet, ice accumulation, and freezing rain is what we've already been dealing with. Now, because of that ice is heavy. Keep that in mind. Tree and power line damage is very possible. So some people asking about if it's going to make it to Birmingham. I think it was William asking that. So Birmingham is in that winter storm warning, which is a below, or not winter storm warning, winter storm watch, excuse me, which is below that warning. So Birmingham, central Alabama, forecasters are saying stay off the roads. We could have a wintry mix, which is mainly west of I-65. But still, be careful. Rather be safe than sorry, right? Couple of questions about, let me pull back up. Traveling from Huntsville to UAB for surgery tomorrow at 5 a.m. Tom, if I were you, I would call the clinic. I'm going to say that could be dangerous, especially overnight. Those temperatures are expected to get maybe in the 15 in that teenage region, with the wind chill being even lower than that, possibly in single digits. And if there is precipitation on the roads, that's going to freeze. I'm not a scientist, and I can tell you that that low temperature will freeze that water on the roads. So call your clinic, Tom. I don't want you to get in a wreck, and I don't want you to hurt yourself or hurt anybody you're driving with or anybody that you might hit. So Tom, call your clinic. Okay. I'm sure they will give you the top information there. Looking through everybody else here. In terms of Jefferson County, this is from Aaron. In terms of Jefferson County, when should we be planning to get off the roads today and tomorrow? Aaron, I'm going to tell you what the National Weather Service has told us, and that is, and I'll quote them, driving, and this is from yesterday, talking about today, saying driving will be dangerous and is not advised. Now, again, Jefferson is not in the winter storm warning in that very high region of danger, but they're still saying don't drive. They're saying driving could be hazardous, but check for updates and any additional warnings. So I'm going to tell you that right now that is not advised. If it's an emergency, I'm sure you will make your best decision that you can. But because of that freezing rain that's kind of been off and on, they're not advising it. Now, somebody was asking about Lynette. Awana, tell me what county that is in here, and we'll get back to Lynette. Randolph County. I don't believe Randolph County is in any of these. I could be wrong though. Let me see. Randolph County. This is like a geography test. While I'm looking for that, I will tell everybody. I'll give you a secret here, and that is when I was in high school, I was in detention one time, which I know is shocking. And the way that I had to do to get out of detention was to go through a county map and name all the counties. So I will thank my dean of my high school for giving me that lesson. That was a good detention lesson. Let me find Randolph County in just a minute, and I will get back to you. And let's see, Diane, Montgomery. Should Montgomery expect weather later this week? We do have a story on AL.com from our weather reporter, Diane, about some storms that are moving in later this week because, of course, it is Alabama. We are not going to get out of the weather in one day. We know that would be way too easy for us. Montgomery County, from what I'm looking at now, from our most current information, Montgomery County is not in any of these advisories right now. Again, there could be some more storms coming in on Wednesday. We'll check back and we'll do that. Chambers County is what Annie told me. She's very nicely told me that is where Lynette is. So let's look up Chambers County here as well. We are a couple more questions about North Alabama, which is where most of that danger is. So I'll name those North Alabama counties real quick. Winter storm warning for North Alabama: Coleman, Madison, Morgan, Colbert, Franklin, Lauderdale, Lawrence, Limestone, DeKalb, and Jackson. Can repeat those if we need. Chambers County, somebody had asked about Lynette in Chambers County. Do not believe you have anything there in Chambers County as of yet. Now, again, we're going to be updating all of this throughout the day, so we'll make sure that you get the latest information. I've got somebody saying that their steps are frozen with ice. Don't step on those steps if they're frozen with ice. I'll go ahead and tell you that. You do not want a home alone moment. I've got Kiki, Sumter County. Sumter County is under the winter storm warning. Again, they're under winter storm warning in Sumter. Perry County. I just saw Perry County, so let me go back and grab Perry County for you. I do not believe that they are under anything. They're under the watch, excuse me. Perry County is along with Bibb, Blount, Jefferson, and Shelby that is under that winter storm watch where that wintry mix is possible. Mainly, though, that wintry mix, again, think about it being west of 65. So that's where Perry County is. Somebody is saying, William, I'd advise people in Jefferson County to look out for frozen overpasses in the morning. William, you are so right. We appreciate your advice. I'm going to look to see if there's any other counties we need to go over here before I let you go. But Chambers County, again, we went over Chambers. Mobile. A couple people asking about Mobile. You are not under any advisory, any watch or warning at the moment. We do have some information, though, where the mayor of Mobile has said that they are prepared if they need to. They have sand ready, but they are not under any significant warning at the moment. So right now, Mobile, you're okay. Madison, somebody asked about Madison County. Madison County is in that kind of dangerous region that we're watching right now. Again, those counties, winter storm warning, are Coleman, Madison, Morgan, Colbert, Franklin, Lauderdale, Lawrence, Limestone, DeKalb, Jackson. That goes through Tuesday. Unfortunately, I think we're going to be having this conversation for throughout the day and probably throughout the day tomorrow. So had a couple people asking too about their doctor's appointments. I will give you that before I let you go. I do think that calling your clinic is the best way to go. But something that I got yesterday from UAB, I'll read it to you right now. They said that due to weather, outdoor vaccination sites at Parker High School and the Hoover Met will be closed today. Appointments are going to be rescheduled for later in the week. So if you had an appointment to get your COVID vaccine at one of those outdoor sites, think Hoover Met, think the Parker High School site over in downtown Birmingham. Those are, you're going to need to check with your clinic because those are places that they're going to have to reschedule those appointments. We had a story about that we actually just put on AL.com not too long ago. And that has information about what you can do if your vaccination appointment is canceled. I have that right in front of me. I will link it again if you need it. This has information about DCH, if you had an appointment there, about Athens Limestone, about other places in Birmingham as well with your vaccine. So if you're worried about that, we're going to link it so you can make sure that you get that vaccine if you want it and you know what you need to do to reschedule there. So I know that was a lot of information. We're going to be here all day for you on AL.com. We're going to be on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let us know what you need to know. I will make sure we get it for you. And our weather reporter, Lee Morgan, is going to be updating us with the latest forecast throughout the day, today and tomorrow. So if you want us to jump back on later to give you an update, let me know. But otherwise, everybody stay safe. Don't drive. Remember that video I showed you of that traffic cam. Stay off the roads. And again, we'll see you later. We'll be keeping up